What's up everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm craving steak, so let's make some steak. The star of today's dish is this beautiful tomahawk ribeye. I picked this guy up at Mariano's and it's basically a ribeye steak. You have your eye of the ribeye, you have the cap, but the difference is that it has this built-in rib bone, so easy to handle, super cool to grill, and looks awesome when cooked. We're gonna reverse sear this guy and then I'm gonna top it off with my homemade chimichurri. It's super easy to make and absolutely amazing on steaks. For the seasoning, I'm using Hardcore Carnivore Black. You can use any steak rub you like, but this is my favorite and it's awesome on beef. So we're just gonna season nice and evenly on both sides. Make sure you get your fat cap seasoned as well, as this will render down and create some amazing flavor on your steaks. Pat that in a little bit, making sure everything is well coated. We'll let this guy hang out. I'm gonna fire up the big green egg and get this going. To start the egg, I'm gonna use my propane torch. Big green egg is fired up and I'm using the expander system for the dual zone cooking. So I've got the direct side directly over the coals, the indirect side with the ceramic plate. When it comes to cooking these, there's a couple different ways you can do it. My go-to method for these thick cut steaks, especially these tomahawks, is to do a reverse sear. That means we're gonna start it on the indirect side of the grill at a lower temperature, bring it up just shy of our finished temperature, and then put it on the direct side, sear it off to create the delicious crust on the outside. It's a super easy method and the steaks come out absolutely perfect. And there's the church bell again. If you remember from last video, on the hour, every hour. All right, egg is cruising at about 250 degrees. So let's get our beautiful tomahawk on. This thing is looking great. Right here on the indirect side. Now I'm gonna take my temperature probe and insert it into the thickest part of the steak, right here, dead center, so we can monitor those internal temperatures. The steak right now is sitting at 52 degrees internal. I have my alarm set for 115. When it hits 115, we're gonna sear it off. The thermometer that I'm using is a Smoke X2 from ThermoWorks. I've been using these guys for a couple of years. It's an absolute must-have when cooking, especially when doing low and slow. It shows you exactly what the temperature is. You can set your alarms and it's super easy to use. Steak is on, so let's prep the chimichurri. I keep my chimichurri ingredients pretty simple. I do parsley, cilantro, we'll do a red Fresno pepper, crushed red peppers, red wine vinegar, minced garlic, and olive oil. I like to cut these by hand, get a little bit more texture with it, so about equal parts parsley and cilantro. We'll just roughly chop that up. I like to use one Fresno pepper in my chimichurri. Gives it a little bit of heat, a little bit of crunch, and that nice red color. Garlic is up next. You know, I like using this squeezable stuff. It just makes things convenient, easy. So we'll go with a couple tablespoons of garlic. Crushed red peppers for a little bit more heat. And we'll go with a heavy pinch of kosher salt. Red wine vinegar is next. This is what's gonna add that nice tanginess to your chimichurri. So we'll go with a couple tablespoons, just kind of eyeballing it just to get everything nice and wet. And we'll finish it off with some olive oil. This is just regular olive oil, not extra virgin olive oil. Gives it a more neutral taste. And now we're just gonna cover everything with the oil to your desired consistency. I like mine sort of wet, just get that in there. And now mix it all together. All right, chimichurri is done. It looks and smells amazing. Now this stuff is perfect on steaks. You can put this on chicken, put it on pork. Best thing to do is to prep it the night before. Let it sit in your fridge overnight. Let all these flavors marinate and it's going to be amazing. All right, our alarm hit 115 internal. Let's pull our steak off. All right, so this thing isn't really much to look at now because it's still pretty rare, so we're gonna put that off. It's got that nice smoky color to it, nice smoky flavor. This fat started rendering down. Now I'm gonna remove this top grate. We'll open up the bottom vent. I'm gonna leave the lid open, let this thing get nice and hot, and then I'm gonna sear it off. I'm gonna apply just a little bit of olive oil on the outside, spread this out, so now this will help create that nice crust over the fire. All right, the egg is nice and hot. Let's get this steak seared off and finish it off. So right on the grates. Let's give this guy a flip. Ooh, this is getting nice and hot. Look at that. We'll go about a minute or so on the other side. The last part is I'm gonna sear off this fat cap. So I'm just gonna go directly on the grate. Get that fat nice and crispy, and this steak will be ready. Steak is off the grill. Now one of the most important steps is to let this thing rest. So I'm gonna let this hang out on the countertop for about 10-15 minutes. Let these juices redistribute. The steak's gonna start to relax a little bit and it's going to be perfect. All right, let's cut this thing up. It's been resting for about 15 minutes. It's looking great. Full beautiful crust on the outside, fat is nicely charred up. Take your steak and now just take your knife and cut right along the bone to separate. So now we've got these edgy fatty pieces, so we're gonna cut these off, put these off to the side. We've got the ribeye cap that goes right here, so we're gonna separate this as well. And now we have our beautiful center eye of the ribeye. Let's slice right into it. This thing turned out amazing. Look at this, super juicy, great color on the inside. So this is the ribeye cap. This is a very tender cut, so let's slice these up. Ooh, get that nice fatty pieces there, get the meat. Look at that. And the finishing touch, we're gonna take our delicious chimichurri and just spread it right on top of our steak. Oh yeah, this will be so good. Garlicky, herby, tangy chimichurri will be perfect. Steak is looking great, but I want to try this bone. Look at these nice little charred up pieces. Quick little dip in the chimi. Oh yeah, look at that. Let's give this a taste. Steak is delicious. Pairs so well with the chimichurri. Get that spicy tanginess, smoky grilled flavor from the meat. Delicious crust on the outside. So good. So let's try one of these ribeye cap pieces. So these are super tender. Kind of the prized cut on the ribeye. A little more chimi. Oh my gosh. Just melts in your mouth. So good. So that's gonna be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you guys like what I'm doing, hit that subscribe button, leave a comment, and I'll see you guys next time. Oh my god. Oh my god, it's spicy. Tomahawks. Oh my god. To start the big, I'll be using my, let's get this thing going. Oh my god. To use when cooking.